Hi, everybody. My name is Claire. This is a 1-hour ritual class. Welcome. So happy you're here. For this class, what you can expect just straight at the beginning is that we're going to be going through kind of a mindfulness exercise for the first several minutes, just kind of dropping into our bodies, tuning out of whatever's around us and tuning into ourselves, getting ourselves ready for our yoga practice, and mindfulness is involved in that. And then from there, we're going to move through about 30 minutes of physical practice. So for those 30 minutes, I'll go through each pose slowly. We'll send a few breaths in each pose just to kind of get comfortable in each pose, make sure that the alignment is good, and then we'll flow through, once again, breath to movement. So basically, once we're familiar with each pose that we're doing, we'll move with our breath. And inhale will take you into a pose, exhale takes you into the next pose. So in that flowy style. And then at the end of practice, we're going to finish with about 15 minutes of meditation and a little more mindfulness. So for that portion, you can take that with the group or independently by yourself. So at the end, I'll let you know when we're transitioning into that meditation portion of practice, and you can choose to either stay with the group and stay with the guided meditation, or exit and take that on your own. So for this class, you don't need any props. I'll teach everything without props. But if you do know that you like to use props, if you find them helpful in your practice, definitely grab them. Make sure to have them nearby. Especially, I would recommend blocks if you are using props. If you don't have props, if you don't have blocks and you want to use blocks, you can use books or shoe boxes or pillows or something similar to that that's around your home. So go ahead and gather those materials and then settle into any comfortable position. So we're going to settle into some position that allows you to just forget about your physical body. So just allows you to not be distracted by what's going on physically, but be able to tune in to what's happening on the inside mentally and emotionally. So gathering all those materials, finding that comfortable seat while you do so. Just want to let you know this is a safe space, and you're welcome to turn your camera off now or at any time during class if that's what you need today. What happens in this class is a private and collective experience. So hold space for others' journeys as you hold space and compassion for your own journey today. Feel free to participate in any way that serves you today. So as much or as little as you would like. You don't have to follow any instructions I give. This practice belongs to you. So you can make it your own. And all emotions, all experiences, all journeys through this practice are welcome today. They're celebrated and valid here. So hopefully by now you have gathered all the materials that you want to gather for class. You've made your way into a comfortable position. That could be a seat or lying down or something in between. And once you are there, if you haven't already, you're invited to close your eyes or soften your gaze. Starting to just turn inward. And observe yourself. So observe how you're doing physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And as you observe this, also observe and notice What are you bringing with you to the mat today? What are you carrying into this practice? What are you holding on to? And on that same note, what do you maybe need to release? We ask ourselves these questions not for the purpose of judgment or fixing or changing anything, but simply for the purpose of getting to know ourselves better, acknowledging where we are so that we can take better care of ourselves. So whatever your answers are to those questions, you can just greet them with kindness, compassion, and acceptance. Know that no matter what you're bringing with you into class today, how you're feeling right now, that's welcome here. And you came into class today in one state, which is what we're observing now. Coming into class feeling a certain way, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. How would you like to feel at the end of this class? Just take a moment, visualize yourself at the end of this class, feeling the way that you would like to feel. And maybe you don't know quite yet how you would like to feel. Maybe that's part of your journey today, figuring out how you want to feel. No matter what, just know that everything that comes up for you, everything you move through here is exactly where you're meant to be. Keeping your eyes closed or your gaze soft, staying in this comfortable position. Start to just bring your mind to a place, any place, that makes you feel safe and calm. It can be somewhere you've been, somewhere you've heard of, or somewhere that you're just imagining in your mind. Somewhere where you feel safe and calm. And as you find yourself here, just start to notice. Notice the details of this place. What can you see around you while you're here? What can you hear? What can you smell? And what sensations can you feel on your body while you're here? Take a few moments just to exist here in this place. And while you're here in this safe, calm place, can you find a word or maybe an image that represents this place for you? And once you have it, you can hold it in your mind. If it's a word, you can even say it out loud. And using this word or this image, know that you can return to this space, this safe, calm place at any time throughout your practice, as often as you would like. And as you're staying here in this still, comfortable position, start to just notice where your body is making contact with the surface beneath it. What does it feel like to make contact with that surface? How does it feel to be supported and held by that surface? Start to bring a little bit of movement into your fingers and your toes. If you are seated, stay there. If you're lying down, make your way to roll over onto one side. And then press yourself up with your top arm into any comfortable seat. So we're meeting seated. I'm going to start getting into our physical bodies here. So just start to open your eyes if they were closed, or bring some more awareness to your gaze if your eyes were already open. Just looking around, noticing what it feels like to exist in this room where you are. And then building that bridge from mind to body using our breath. You can bring your hands down alongside you, or you can bring them to your body, maybe 2 hands to your belly, or 1 to your belly and 1 to your heart. Wherever you are in your breath cycle, exhale all your air out. And then inhale, fill up. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale. Sigh it out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale. And exhale. Last time, inhale. Seal your lips and exhale. And then you can start to just breathe normally at your normal pace, whatever that is for you. That feeling of sighing it out with your lips sealed, like we just did. We'll call that our ocean breath. So throughout this practice, you can always use that breath to build heat and focus. Anytime you're feeling lost, you can always come back to that breath. From here, we're going to make our way onto the mat. So if you're not already there, find your way to your mat now. Once again, having your props nearby. We're going to meet on our backs to start this practice. So rolling all the way down onto your spine, find your way there. Your feet will stack underneath your knees at hip distance apart. Arms alongside your sides, palms face down. We're going to take some bridge poses with our breath here. So inhale to lift your hips, bridge pose, and exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Keep going with your breath here. So inhaling as you lift and exhaling as you lower. While you're lifting, focus on pressing into your heels to lift. So that lift of your hips is catalyzed by the press of your heels into the floor. And see if you can make this movement really seamless between lifting and lowering. So you take the whole inhale to lift to the top, and then the whole exhale to lower to the bottom. You're barely pausing at all at the bottom and the top. Final time here, and lower your hips all the way to the floor. Feet are staying stacked underneath your knees at hip distance. Let's take some windshield wipers here, maybe dropping your knees over to one side and then to center and to the other side. Find that windshield wiper motion with your legs. If you want to sync this with your breath, you can inhale as you come through center and exhale as you move to the side. If you'd rather just keep it unstructured, that's also fine. You can just move at whatever pace feels good for you, not worrying about your breath. And then come up to center, knees facing back up toward the ceiling, and hug your knees into your chest. Start to rock forward and back along the length of your spine. We're going to meet in a tabletop. So cross your ankles, maybe roll over your shins to find that tabletop, or you can come to a seat and swing your legs around for your tabletop. Either way, tabletop is where we meet. So hands stack underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Here for some cat-cows. Inhale to drop your belly, lift your gaze, drawing your chest forward through your upper arms. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin and tailbone, press the mat away from you with your hands. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, round and press the mat. Inhale, keep going like this, dropping your belly. Your exhale will take you to your cat pose, round spine, and move with your own pace. So allowing your inhales and exhales to guide you through this motion. Settling into your body. Here you can also take any other little movements that you would like, maybe some movements in the spine, some barrel rolls, wagging your tail, threading the needle, anything else that you can think of. I'm gonna be here for about 2 more breaths. So whatever else you feel like you need to do on your way, go ahead, and we're gonna meet back in that tabletop. Keep your hips stacked over your knees, and then start to walk your hands forward toward the top edge of your mat for a puppy pose. Chest comes closer to the floor. Maybe you're gazing forward here. Maybe your forehead can find its way to the floor. Once again, hips are staying stacked over knees. And maybe, if you feel like you need more, bringing your chin and chest down to the floor here. Still keeping hips stacked where they are. Wherever you are, notice your chest, your armpits opening. And then come back up, finding that tabletop once again, and set your hips back on your heels, child's pose. Reach forward with both hands, set your forehead down, set your elbows down. Bring your palms of your hands to touch here, elbows still on the floor, and bend your elbows. Your thumbs will come to the nape of your neck. You can scoot your elbows forward a little bit more, so opening up your armpits, the backs of your arms, taking your chest a little lower toward the floor. And then extend your arms back out long. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Here in your first down dog of your practice, you can take a little movement, just maybe pedaling out your feet, shifting your weight from side to side or forward and back, shaking your head, anything else you can think of that helps you feel at home here in this pose. And then inhale, shift forward, high plank. Exhale, lower down all the way to your belly. Inhale, baby cobra, untucking your toes, lift your chest, chin, and shoulders. Hug your inner thighs, your elbows, your shoulder blades in toward the midline. Lifting up a little higher out of your torso, maybe your hands come to hover. Little weight in the hands as possible. Inhale. Exhale, lower down, tuck your toes under. Inhale, back to child's pose just to transition. And exhale, downward facing dog. Let's refine this a little bit. So what we just did was our option number 1 for our flow. I'll give you 2 more as we move slowly through this first round. But here in the second downward facing dog, bend your knees nice and generously, tilting your tailbone up to where the front wall meets the ceiling. Press them out away from you with your hands to bring your chest closer to the tops of your thighs. Shake your head just to remind your neck to relax. And then inhale, 3-legged dog. Lift your right leg high. Exhale, open your hips, stacking right hip over left. Maybe you take some knee circles, some ankle circles. Inhale, square it back, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, step through the lunge. Possibly rock back and forth on your back toes, maybe straighten and bend your front knee, settle in here. And then set your back knee down, untuck your back toes. Inhale, open twist. Right hand stays down, or left hand stays down, right hand reaches up toward the ceiling, really opening your chest out toward the right side. Here, optional quad stretch. So bending your back knee, maybe you reach back toward your back toes with your top hand. Maybe you're just reaching, not holding, that's totally fine. Maybe you're holding on to it. Maybe you skip that altogether and stay just in the twist. Whatever you're doing, release it, come back to the twist. And then right hand comes to the inside of your right foot. So it's kind of a lizard lunge or a runner's lunge here. Tuck your back toes under, lift your back knee, and then step it forward to the outside of your left hand. So taking a yogi squat here. Both toes point out, both heels point in. Bring your hands to a prayer position at heart center, pressing your elbows into your inner thighs to open your chest and hips a little bit more. Draw your tailbone down, crown of your head up for your yogi squat. And then send fingertips down to the floor, forward fold. Sending your hips high, heel toe your feet to hip distance or together. Whatever feels better in your body, you can try both and decide. Make this first one really gentle, so you can bend your knees a lot, take it like a ragdoll pose, maybe interlacing forearms or interlacing your fingers behind the nape of your neck to traction your spine a little longer, maybe swaying. And then release whatever grip you have with your hands and arms. And inhale, halfway lift. Hands can come to shins or thighs. Nice long spine here. Bring the tailbone toward the back of your space, crown of your head toward the front of your space. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand all the way up, reach up toward the ceiling. Exhale, cactus your arms, baby back bend. So here, you're engaging still your lower belly as you open your chest, lift from the space behind your heart up toward the ceiling. So really drawing your sternum up to face up toward the ceiling, but most of this bend is happening in your upper back instead of your lower back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, high plank, step back. Option number 2 for your flow, lower your knees down to the floor, lower your chest and chin, keep your butt sticking up in an inchworm shape. Slide all the way down onto your belly, untuck your toes. Inhale, baby cobra, we've been here before. Exhale, lower down, tuck your toes under. Inhale, high plank, press up through your knees or your toes, and exhale, downward facing dog. Side 2, inhale, 3-leg dog, left leg high. Exhale, open your hip here. Inhale to take those circles with your knee, with your ankle. Take your time here, settling in. And then find some stillness. Square your hips back to that 3-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose, step through, low lunge. If your foot doesn't make it quite between your hands, you can always help it out with your hand to stack right underneath your knee. Maybe you take a rock forward and back, a straighten and bend of your front leg, and then find stillness, set your back knee down, untuck your back toes. Inhale, open twist. Right hand stays down on the floor as your left hand reaches up toward the ceiling. Really pressing down into that right hand to find some extra opening in your chest, rolling your top shoulder down and back. You can find that quad stretch here by bending your back knee, maybe reaching back toward your back toes. Maybe you hold on, maybe you don't. Either way, it's still taking this twist and quad stretch. It's an option. And then come back to that twist wherever you are. Left hand comes down to the floor to the inside of your left foot. Tuck your back toes under, lift your back knee, step forward, foot outside of your hand for your yogi squat. Let your hips sink low, hands come to heart center. Really open through your chest and hips and long through your spine. Fingertips down to the floor, forward fold. Heel toe your feet to hips distance or together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand all the way up, reach up. Exhale, cactus arms, baby back bend. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, high plank. Last option for your flow, lower halfway, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Only the tops of your feet and your hands are on the mat. Everything else is lifted. And exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take this breath to movement. Inhale, right leg lift. Exhale, open your hip. Inhale, close your hip. Exhale, knee to nose. Low lunge, lower your back knee. Inhale, twist. Exhale, optional quad stretch. Inhale, twist. Exhale, set your hand down inside your foot. Pick up your back knee. Inhale, yogi squat. Stepping forward, sinking low. Hands to the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand all the way up, reach up. Exhale, cactus your arms, baby back bend. Inhale, stand and reach. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, high plank, step back. Exhale, take your flow all the way down. Upward dog or baby cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Side 2, inhale, left leg lift. Exhale, open your hip. Inhale to square it back down. Exhale, knee to nose, step through, slow lunge. Lower your back knee. Inhale, twist. Exhale, optional quad stretch. Inhale, twist. Exhale, hand down. Take that yogi squat, stepping forward, hips low. Hands to the mat, forward fold, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand all the way up, reach up. Exhale, cactus arms, baby back bend. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, high plank, step back. Exhale, take that flow all the way to your down dog. So taking that second flow here, I'll walk you through each pose slowly once again, and then we'll move breath to movement through flow 2. So inhale, gaze forward between your hands. Exhale, step or hop, forward fold at the top of your space. Inhale for a diver pose. So for your diver, your torso comes parallel to the floor. Arms swing back, palms face down, pinkies face each other. And then you lift up your heels to come onto your toes. You can always take a halfway lift shape here instead if that feels better in your body. But if you are in your diver, can you lift your heels a little more? Can you straighten your legs a little more? Can you lean a little further forward? Worst thing that happens is you'll bring your hands down to the floor, stumble forward maybe a little, but that's okay. Falling is part of the practice too. And then send your heels down to the floor, exhale. Inhale, chair pose. Send your hips low, arms high. Feet can be together or hips distance apart here. If they are apart, make sure that your knees stay tracking over your second and third toe instead of collapsing toward each other. Isometrically hug your inner thighs together. And then send your weight back into your heels to shift your hips back. Draw your belly up and in. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, come to a one-legged mountain pose, lifting your left knee to the height of your left hip. So here, one-legged mountain pose. Once your left knee is lifted to the height of your left hip, bump your left hip down to the height of your right hip, so hips are level. From here, taking an airplane pose. So you'll swing your leg all the way back. Arms come back kind of like they were in the diver shape. So arms are back, palms face down, pinkies face each other. These are warrior 3 legs with an airplane shape in the upper body. And then power lunge. You'll set your back foot down gently. Everything else is pretty much in the same shape. So it's like a lunge here with an airplane shape in your upper body, hugging your shoulder blades toward each other. And then warrior 1. So you'll spin your back heel down so your back toes point to the top left corner of your mat and lift your arms up above you. Hips square as much as possible toward the front of your space. Inhale, get a little taller. Exhale, interlace your hands behind your tailbone. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, humbled warrior, fold over your front thigh. Your front shoulder can come to the top or the inside of your front thigh. Either way, hug your outer right hip in toward the midline to help keep your hips in line with your heels. Relax your neck and just gaze back at your back toes. Inhale, drop your hands, frame your front foot. Exhale, standing split. Launch off of your back legs. So back toes point down toward the floor. Hips are square to the floor. Really finding that forward fold shape in your upper body. From here, send this left foot down to the floor. Forward fold. Inhale, standing all the way up. So we're gonna move into a dancer pose here. So this time your left foot is your foundation. You'll lift your right foot off of the floor, bending your right knee up toward your butt. Left hand reaches up toward the ceiling. Right hand can capture your right foot, holding onto the inner edge of your foot so your shoulder is externally rotated here. You can stay here for a quad stretch, or you can start to kick into your hand to find some back bend some opening in your hip flexor, your quadricep, and your chest. Maybe you kick so hard that it starts to propel your torso a little bit forward. And then finding a supported warrior 3 from here, you'll release, bring your hands down to the floor. Find a low lunge. So the supported warrior 3 is really just to get you down to the floor to your low lunge. And then step back, high plank, and take your flow, whatever that is for you, low or down. Inhale up dog or cobra. Exhale down dog. You can also always skip that. Now you know the drill, you know where we're going. Here we are for side 2. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold, step or hop. Inhale, halfway lift or diver. Still up to you. You can take either one of those poses, finding that now. Lower your heels, exhale. Inhale, chair pose. Hips low, arms high. Inhale for your one-legged mountain pose. So this time, lifting your right knee up to the height of your right hip. Once you're here, bump your right hip to the height of your left hip. So nice and square in the hips. And then find that airplane pose. Swing it all the way back. Warrior 3 in the legs, airplane shape in the upper body. Both arms swing back. Palms face down, pinkies face each other. Long line all the way from your heel to the crown of your head. Nice and soft in that standing leg. And then power lunge. Set your back toes down. Basically everything else stays the same. So we're in this airplane shape in our upper body still. Finding some power all the way from the heel to the crown of your head. So really long and powering up as if you're shooting a line of energy straight out of your head. From here, warrior 1, spin your back heel down. Back toes point to the top right corner of your mat. Lift your arms up. So once again, hips are pretty much square. It's okay if they're not perfect. Shoulders are square toward the front. We're just working towards square here. Inhale, get a little taller. Exhale, drop your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Inhale, open your chest, look up. Exhale, humbled warrior fold. So once again, keeping your outer left hip hugged in toward your midline helps keep your hips in line with your heels. Just gaze back at your back toes, relaxing your neck. Maybe you allow your fists to fall forward toward the front of your space. That'll help open up your chest and shoulders a little more. Inhale, drop your hands, frame your front foot. Exhale, standing split, launch off of your back foot. Finding that forward fold shape in your upper body, really relax through your neck. And that split shape in your lower body. So all of your toes point down toward the floor as your hips square to the floor, lifting around your inner thigh to lift your leg a little bit higher. And then set your foot down, forward fold. Inhale to stand all the way up. So here, preparing for that dancer pose on side 2. Lifting up your left foot toward your butt. Both knees are even with each other. Reach up with your right hand. Reach toward your foot with your left hand to capture the inside of your left foot. You can stay here for the quad stretch. Or if you want to kick into your foot with your hand, finding that dancer shape. Finding an opening in your chest, in your quads and your hip flexor. Maybe you kick so much that you start to lean forward. From here, supported warrior 3, release that leg, bring hands down to the floor, and then step back for your low lunge. So once again, it's pretty much just a transition to get you down to the floor without falling. And if you do fall, that's fine, but don't want you to hurt yourself, right? So we're here in this low lunge. Inhale, step back, high plank, and then take that flow. Finding your way to your downward facing dog, we're gonna take this breath to movement, and then we get to cool down. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step or hop, forward fold. Inhale, diver or halfway lift. Exhale, lower your heels. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale to your one-legged mountain pose, lift your left knee. Inhale, airplane, swing it back. Exhale, power lunge. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, drop your hands, interlace your fingers. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, humbled warrior. Inhale, frame your foot. Exhale, half split. Inhale, send your foot down to the floor. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand all the way up. And we'll take a dancer here. So lifting up your right foot, taking that dancer, whatever variation you would like to take. And then inhale to your supported warrior three. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold, step or hop. Inhale, diver or halfway lift. Exhale, lower your heels. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, one-legged mountain. Lift your right knee. Inhale, airplane, swing back. Exhale, power lunge. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, drop your hands, interlace. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, humbled warrior. Inhale, frame your foot. Exhale, half split. Inhale, foot down. Exhale, fold. Inhale, standing all the way up. Exhale for your dancer, lifting your left foot and kick. Inhale, supported warrior three. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, plank. Exhale, flow. Take it down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. From here, send your knees down to the floor. We're just gonna take our cool down from here. So swing around onto your seat. Maybe you take your next exhale with an open mouth, let out some heat. Maybe shake it a little bit, shaking out your hands, your wrists, your knees, just letting something go. Then we're gonna take a little twist as sort of a neutralizer and a fold for a counter pose for some of that heart opening we've been doing. So bring your right foot to cross over your left leg and step on the floor to the outside of your left leg. Right hand stays down on the floor. Reach up with your left hand, get really tall. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Right hand or right elbow comes, left elbow comes to the outside of your right thigh for this twist. Using that press of your left elbow into your thigh to really open your chest up to the side, finding that twist. Inhale to unravel your legs as well. Maybe shake them out. And then take this on the other side. So cross your left foot to step on the floor to the outside of your right thigh. Left hand stays down on the floor. Right hand reaches up as far as you can go. Get really tall. Inhale. Exhale to twist. Bring your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh for this twist. You can either look to the left or behind you over your left shoulder. Really pressing yourself into this twist. And then come back through center, legs out long, maybe shaking it out a little bit. And then we're gonna take a counter pose, a fold. So first of all, bend your knees really generously, keeping your heels on the floor. And then grab for the outer edges of your feet here. So kind of folding with your knees really bent, keeping hands on the outsides of your feet. From here, keep your chest, keep your belly glued onto your thighs as you start to maybe scoot your heels forward. So any amount Doesn't really matter how straight you get your legs, as long as you're able to keep your belly and chest glued to your thighs. Just take one more breath here. As you exhale, just fold into it a little more. You can relax your head and neck. And then come back up to a seat. We'll roll all the way down onto our backs. If you have any other poses you would like to take from here, maybe that's a happy baby, maybe it is a little reclined twist, although we already got our twisting action, but if you want some more, you can take a twist. Or anything else, really, that you feel like you need in order to be able to relax into your final resting pose. You're welcome to do that now. Take a few moments to find those little extra movements that you need. And then we're gonna meet in any restorative pose. So maybe that is lying down on your back, maybe it's a seat. From here, we're gonna take that meditation. So whatever position you wanna be in for that meditation, you can go ahead and make your way there. If you would like to stay lying down, just stay where you are. If you'd like to come to a seat, roll onto one side, bend your knees, and then use your top arm to press you up into any comfortable seat, finding what feels good for you. As I said, we are heading into that final portion of class, that meditation here. So if that's something that you would like to take with the group, you definitely are welcome to. If that's something that you would rather take independently on your own, you're welcome to exit this space now. So hopefully at this time, you have made your way into that comfortable position that you want to stay in. When you're there, start to close your eyes or soften your gaze if you haven't already. Allowing yourself to turn inward. Just noticing once again how you're doing physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Just taking that little scan of yourself, noticing if anything has changed since the last time you were here. Any shifts in how you're feeling or what you're thinking. And just starting to notice the space around your heart. We've done a little bit of heart opening today in this class. So just notice that there's a little extra space here. How does it feel to have that extra space. Is there anywhere else in your body that feels like there's a little more room there than there was before? Have you found some extra spaciousness, or even just softness anywhere in your body? Just take a few moments to search for those areas that feel a little extra relaxed here. And draw your attention to those areas. Focus on that feeling of softness and gentleness and ease. And as you focus on it, maybe it starts to grow and spread. And here, as you're noticing the softness, the comfort around your body, start to bring your mind back to that safe, calm place that we found at the beginning of our practice. Maybe using that word or that image that you decided on earlier. Bring yourself back. Just starting to notice once again what you can see there. What you can hear. What you can smell. And what sensations you can feel on your body. As you take this few moments just to exist here in your safe, calm place, just consider, does the word that you chose at the beginning of practice still work to describe this place for you? Or do you maybe need a new word? And if you do need a new word or a new image, you can go ahead and choose that now. Once you have it, whether it's the one you chose now or at the beginning of class, hold it in your mind. And know that this safe, calm place is always here for you. You can return here as often as you would like to throughout your day, just by using this word or this image to call yourself back there. It's always available for you. Once again, start to notice where your body is making contact with the surface beneath it. What it feels like to be supported by that surface. And then notice your breath, the way your belly rises and falls with your inhales and exhales. Starting to bring a little movement into your fingers and toes. If you're on your back, if you're lying down, you can start to roll over onto one side, finding a fetal position. And then use your top arm to press you up into a seat. If you are in a seat, stay where you are. So we're all meeting in that seat. You're welcome to start to flutter your eyes open or bring more awareness to your gaze if your eyes were already open. We're going to take some breaths together to seal this practice. So if you would like to have your hands resting alongside you, you can. Or you can bring your hands to your body if that feels more natural to you, if you feel like you want to feel your breath here. So maybe 2 to your belly, or 1 to your belly and 1 to your heart. And then wherever you are in your breath cycle, empty out your lungs. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going at this pace, inhaling for 5, exhaling for 5. And see if you can remove a little bit of effort from this. So as you're breathing, as you're controlling the length of your breath, see if you can let go of control over your belly, over your chest. So instead of really focusing on filling that up, forcing your chest and your belly full, just allow your breath to fill it naturally as you take those 5-second inhales and 5-second exhales. You can imagine your breath like waves on a shore, ebbing and flowing on that sand. It's moving at an even pace, but without any control, without any effort, without any external force. It's natural. It knows what to do. Take about 2 more breaths here at this pace, 5 counts in and 5 counts out. And And then at the end of your last exhale, you can release that count and just come back to your normal pace of your breath, letting go of that even count in and out. Thank you so much for joining me. This seals our practice.